welcome Cancer Leo into your mid-month reading for August. Hope you friends are doing great out there. If you friends like this, hit that big old like button. Welcome back, Cancer Leo. Welcome, welcome. And anyone new, welcome to the channel. Okay, guys, let's get in here. I've already got a couple cards set out, so let's do this, right? You're starting off with the Seven of Scrolls over here, which is talking about the intricacies in industry. Ooh. This card here is talking about, building or renovating a home or a business at this time. This can also show the greatness. It requires attending to the tiniest, just the tiniest little things, right? That's the intricacies. So anything that just seems to be kind of, standing out, it could be just something very small. You're just going to have to really look at the details. That's all that's about, is just following and looking through and really paying considerable attention to all the fine details of the situation, whatever your situation is. It says, while you have a long-term goal in mind, the small steps are what's very important now. Even the most magnificent cathedrals were built stone by stone, day by day. It's only by heaping up the small that the great can be achieved. Okay, so it's just being very diligent and very strategical about every step that you're making. Okay, it really wants you to pay attention. There's something that's going on within your life right now that you really need to pay attention. Okay, so it says this card shows you more about the intricate details of this specific task and about other people involved too. Also be aware of the nearby cards, which is Cathedral Spire points. It reveals your aspirations in the matter and things that help or hinder as you rise towards your long-term goal. So, okay, if we're looking at the other cards around it, okay, then we have to say, okay, so what is hindering it and what's helping it? Well, we do have the King of Forces over here, and that's definitely going to help it. It's definitely not going to hinder it. It's going to help the situation, because this says, okay, that you're in a powerful and positive energy. Okay, there's a gentleness and honesty that's coming off of this man, that's coming off of you at this time. For some of you, this could even be a man that's coming into your life that's going to actually help you with this situation. Okay, if he's not already here, they could bring a lot of support for this project or this work issue into your life. If you know it's not a man, it could be a woman. I'm not going to get too specific over here about gender. He may also be a positive love interest to you as well. So in order to be open to receiving a man of honor, make sure you engage in honoring and being tender towards yourself if this is a love situation. Okay. If this is just yourself, okay, make sure that you're balancing yourself out and that you're using those powerful forces within yourself by connecting to your earth energy and allowing yourself the time to really honor the work that you're doing. Okay. That's if you know you're working alone. Because it even says right here, whether you are male or female, this also reveals an important side of yourself. Okay, so feel the balance and beauty in nature and know the powerful force is always moving within and around you. Okay, and like I said, this could be a man or a woman around you no matter what. Okay. And then it says we have the scribe over here. Oh, it also says, let's just take this into note over here too about that King of Forces could also be the potential love interest or business partner. Okay. Assessing the true vibrations he or she is giving out. He or she may need time right now to help look at the situation. Okay. To help follow through. Okay. So then we have 12, the scribe over here. So these are very good things, because now it's saying, hey, I've got this scribe over here. I've got this work that needs to be done. It says, if there is any subject in which you'd like to acquaint yourself with, do so. It's not just for the sake of study although there's always a good thing, this period of higher mind and higher learning is nothing less than to change your life for the better, opportunities ahead or at your fingertips now. There may be a teacher, now that could be the king of forces, or even, an entire school that can help you with this upliftment. And if it's coworkers, things of that nature, put it where it needs to be. If it's love, you guys can come together and help each other, okay, by becoming each other's visionaries and working together as much as possible, okay? It's kind of like the birds of a feather flock together scenario. I like that. So let your great vision guide you, okay, while you're with this person or to this person, if you haven't met this person already. If it's just yourself, just remember, this is be true to yourself and answer your call by learning what it is that you need to learn, and make sure that you are paying attention to all the intricate details of what's going on around you, okay? You don't want to miss anything right now because you don't want to have to go back and have to redo it all over again. If you feel something's off, it also kind of like reminds me of love too. If you feel like something is off in love and you're not trusting this person, try to dig a little deeper into this person to try to figure out, why are they so mysterious? What am I missing? Why am I getting red flags? Maybe there are no red flags, but maybe it's they're to this, to that, or another. Just try to, dig deep within that situation. Don't let somebody bother you. You have the rights in a love situation to know some answers. If you're going to trust someone, and if they're not willing to give out those answers, it becomes kind of a red flag issue, right? Views of ego. 4 of roses. Let's see where that roses is, guys. Hold on. Keys. Forces. Roses should be after keys, right? Nope, keys is last. Roses is before keys. No, that's forces. Where are these roses? There they are. Okay, I got it. Got it. Okay. Here we go. Egos shows the thoughtlessness, selfish person. So you might have somebody who was selfish in your life, or who could still be standing and playing a role around you, who's self-absorbed and is making you feel like your plans could fail. Okay, this is a different whole energy from the King of Forces. So you have 2 people around you. You could have this water sign versus this earth sign around you. Okay, if you know that this is not a person, it's just feels like it's I'm sorry, I really take an honest look in your mirror and see how staying in this relationship affects your future. Yeah, it feels like this is a whole different person. So if somebody is hindering, there's your hindrance. Remember, it said what was hindering and what's helping. These are the helpers. This is the hindrance. Okay. This person. Now look, if you know it's you and you're trying to step away from the situation and you're hindering it because you can't figure out the situation, but you keep hoping that things are getting better, that could be a possibility as well, because you could say there is nobody else but this, so it could be yourself. Just looking and trying to figure out this situation. Okay, that just means you need to take a step back and reflect a little bit on the situation before going forward. Okay, if you know that there's another person over here, they could just be like, why are you with the King of Forces if you have 2 different people? Remind you, right? Take what resonates, what doesn't, throw away. Okay, you'll know. Because this person here, if you're dealing with this person, they're only thinking about themselves. They're not thinking about the overall picture to the situation. Okay. And if it's yourself, you just need to understand that you really need to take a step back because you don't want your tower to fall. It means you didn't give it the, inspection that it needed, right? You said, I think it'll be okay. But then the whole shit fell. Like a domino effect, right? Oh man, I hate when that happens. I hate when that happens, because then that's saying I'm delaying the inevitable because I think it's going to stand. But I didn't really put down a strong foundation, but I think it's going to be okay. Boy, I tell you, in life, we do that a lot. So this one's saying, no, 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 no. Make sure that you're paying attention. Be a little more skeptical about the situation. Don't just take it for the way that it is. Ow, okay. And if it's from somebody else, watch them, because if it's a love relationship and they're trying to get involved in some kind of situation, whether it's or a business situation, they're playing ego games over here. Let's put it that way. Because if you own your own business, I just want you to know right now, and you have this person that's supposed to be taking care of this job, they're not doing a good job because they think they did everything they were supposed to. Their ego was higher than what they were supposed to be doing. They were supposed to be inspecting. They were supposed to be taking care of the details, right? And they didn't. They dropped the ball. And either you or this other person comes in and says, no, you dropped the freaking ball. Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do your work? Right? That's for some of you. Yeah, because the King of Keys comes in and says, no, that's not the way it fucking works. Ouch. I mean, seriously, that's what it is. Whether you're taking on this King of Keys role, you're going to have to place your placements, because I got 3 different kinds of people here now. I got you and 2 other people, or you and 3 other people. So you're going to have to, know where this is going to be, because I do now have the King of Kings. The King of Keys comes in and says, the truth of the matter is, now, like I said, this could be yourself coming in and saying, the truth of the matter is that the King of Forces is right. This is the way it's supposed to be. Views of Ego over here says, nah, I said that I did it right. No, you didn't inspect shit. And why are you talking crap? Why are you not doing your job? So you got a couple of people over here that are seeing it one way and not seeing it the other way, and then hoping that things will be better. Now, for some of you, you could have even put it into the role of the King of Ego. Well, we're just going to call it the King of Egos for now. Might as well. We have 3 kings. Yeah, the King of Egos over here. Because you gave him the benefit of the doubt. Okay? That everything was going to be okay. You're holding the power within yourself, and you said, no, this is the way it was be. They said, no. And then you were like, okay, this is a kind of like a check yourself before you wreck yourself moment. And I do feel like this other person is involved in this situation. They weren't worrying about how it was going to affect you or this other person. And if you know the other person wasn't there, it's just you and them, then that's fine. They didn't see how it was going to affect it because they didn't care, because they just figured it was just the way it's going to be. Because, see, I'm involved with the situation. See, this is the king here. He's like, look at me. Look at me. See what I'm doing? Right? And you're kind of like, no. And if you know that this is all the story of just yourself, it's kind of like, okay, just make sure that you're paying attention to this shit. Don't let your ego get involved, because I know you put a lot of work into it, but you have to make sure that you do your homeworks, right? So shit don't fall. Because sometimes, oh boy, I've been there. I thought, ooh, I did it, and I got it. Now I don't need to go back and recheck it because I checked it 1,000 times. I got this now. And then you go and reassess it, and then it's like, and then the whole shit falls. It's like building a house of cards. You think you have the house of cards, and then all of a sudden you put the very last card on it, and the whole damn thing falls. Right? Dang it. Oh my God. Jenga, right? Oh no, I got this. I'm going to pull this. Nope, you failed. Dang it. See how you want it. I feel like this one is the house of cards, because if one little thing doesn't go through, because it's already pretty much built, you put one thing on, it's gone. When wind comes through, it's, you blow it over, with your nostril air. It's like, don't breathe on it with your nostrils. You're going to blow it, you're going to blow them all down. But it shouldn't have been built that way. You shouldn't have to have a card, a house of cards that says don't breathe. So if this is a love situation, it says there is an illusion going on. Be aware of love's illusions. See reality clearly. So there could be an illusion. Somebody might be trying to disillusion the situation. Geez, you know, makes me really want to put that on the ego part over here. Friendship. This connection is based on friendship. It may never develop into romance. Okay. Then you have, they might be trying to tell you, I was going to marry you. You know? But that was all a part of their illusion. Love can be blind. Ensure you're not overlooking red flags. Anticipation. You may have been anticipating something to this situation where they have completely destroyed this whole situation. And you're, you know, kind of waking up, seeing the intricate details to the situation, seeing the truth within this situation to say, no, you're lying. That's not true. You're trying to, there's a deception here because you want something from me. And that's where you could be figuring out things. And it could even be from the King of Forces that says, no, they're disillusioning you. Okay. There's too much baggage. Okay. Emotional baggage can weigh down relationships. Unpack it. Okay. You need to continue down the right road. And I feel like the King of Forces, if that other person is there, take it how it resonates. They're saying, no, you need to look at the right way because there's more nurturing over here. That person needs to apologize to you because you know what? They were not doing what they were supposed to do. They're saying a bunch of nonsense and everything's falling down. Everything's falling down around this situation. Okay, if this is a business situation, okay, you're just going to have to find the strength to persevere through this situation, right? You're going to have to be the architect and really look at the situation if this is a business situation, business, money deal. Okay, but you're also going to have to watch that other person. Okay, so if it's business, absolutely. There's going to be a change in contract when it comes to how you're building this situation. Okay, there could be accidents, haphazardous things going on around you when it comes to this business. That somebody is too, you know, in their head saying everything's going to be fine. Okay, and then causing this uneasiness because everybody feels like there's this haphazardness when it comes to work because they're not doing their job right. Business. It could become an embarrassment to the King of Diamonds. Well, the King of Diamonds is that King of Keys. He says, nah, this could become an embarrassment because then we're going to go this way and we're looking at everything going this way. And they dropped the ball and now they've become an embarrassment to my own company or to the company. They're not the best coworker. They're not doing their job. They think that they might be longing to manage the situation. That's the ego. That's the King of Cups over here. We're going to call it King of Cups, coming out as Queen of Cups, whatever. That's that ego. They could say, well, I thought I was going to manage this situation. Well, you're not because you're in trouble. You've caused nothing but trouble. And now you've caused the tower. Why? Because now the tower is going to fall because you didn't look at the things by itself. Okay, now that's within the business situation. If this is your own business situation where you're building something and it's only you and this other person, or it's all just yourself, Spirit says you just need to watch it, you know, be careful of your ego when it comes to situation. Watch your expenses, right? If you need to hire labor to help with the situation or hire someone to help you, but there's going to be a little bit of struggle, just make sure that you're looking down into the situation and coming up with that revelation. And you could have some disputes within yourself of how you're going to move. But remember, you're looking at it, you know, from the chariot to the legacy. You know, you're trying to build your legacy over here. It could be a YouTube channel. It could be whatever you're inspiring to do for yourself. As long as you're paying attention to what it is, right, and really looking at the situation the way it is, you shouldn't have too many delays, right? It's just about how it's going to run. Okay, so there will be success within the situation. Just make sure you're looking at the intricate details. So there, guys, I gave you, okay, I gave you 3 different scenarios to one huge scenario. It's because I love you guys, right? I love you guys. You guys are awesome. I want to make sure I try to get it out there for everybody. Okay, so let's see what Spirit has to say about this whole situation. I know I'm spoiling you guys. Everybody else is going to get jelly, right? Why are you spoiling Cancer Leo? I don't know. So sometimes. Okay, let's go, guys. Let's see what's going on. Savings. Oh, I love that. Savings. Spirit says, as you consistently save for your future is saved. You do not, wait, you do, what is that? You do your future self a big favor as you consistently set aside present funds. This is a part of your self-care and path to feeling secure as you focus upon your life purpose. God, I hope I said that right. It's like if I could read, right? Okay, unlimited ideas. I'm actually going to put this one in the light this time, guys. The way you can see. Your mind is one with God's infinite mind. Therefore, you have complete access to unlimited ideas, guaranteed to bring blessings. All you need to do is take divinely guided action to allow these ideas to come to fruition. So just keep going strong and, use your intuition. And I'll give you one more. Ooh. Face your financial fears. When you are honest with yourself about fears of success or failure, they can no longer control you. Be free of hidden fears by exposing them to the light of awareness, and you'll realize that you, in fact, have nothing to fear, and that every successful person has struggled with the releasing of fears and self-doubts. Sometimes the way they write these things, it's just like, okay. All righty. Okay, guys. That was it for you. Until next time. Peace and love. Bye-bye.